All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching and listening all around the world. And welcome to Love Lockdown, the podcast, where my husband and I discuss relationship advice that perfectly works for us. So I am one of your hosts, Britt Bratt, and you are.
I am Captain Arrogant, and we are live, baby.
We are live.
We are live tonight. And as usual, Love Lockdown is broadcasted live via Facebook and YouTube. Also, it's available the day after on every streaming network from Google to Apple to
Pandora
to Napster. Whatever you got, we on there.
Don't say Napster because people are really going to be like, yo, is that bad?
No, for real. But we broadcasting live today. This is a big broadcast. We wanted to get to you a little bit earlier than normal. So we're tapping in 2 to 3 minutes earlier. Make sure you're sharing the broadcast, tapping in, letting us know where you're watching from, because we love to hear where you're watching this broadcast
from. We have people all over the world that watch every week. It is the most amazing thing to not only see, but to like hear. And also, we're going to be doing something new this week. If you guys are watching with us live, make sure that you screenshot somehow, whether it's your computer, your phone, however it is you're watching, a screenshot so you can send it to us, and we will make sure we share it to our stories. So it's going to be on my story, right? Which is like 35K plus people on Instagram. And then we also have the Love Lockdown page. So you guys are going to be stars. Make sure you're screenshotting where you're watching from. That's the thing we're incorporating.
And listen, if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe to my wife's YouTube channel. That's Britt Bratt on YouTube for all your product reviews where she spends her cash so you don't waste yours. Mm-hmm. And speaking of YouTube channel, we have the Brat Squad in the building as always. Marify27 is checking in. How you doing, Marify? Where you from?
What's going on, you guys? Brat Squad in the building. Ursanada's back.
Ursanada's in the building.
What's going on?
Brat Squad showing up today. They ain't here early. They not wasting a second.
No, would you? I wouldn't either. I don't blame it. And honestly, I love seeing where you guys are from. So we got Jersey, Midwaters from Jersey. It's so cool to see names, like the faces to names. You know what I mean? People I talk to all the time. It's so cool.
Yes. And listen, make sure y'all sharing tonight. We got a special broadcast for y'all tonight. Our guest tonight will be the one, the only celebrity blogger, Perez Hilton. So
amazing, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be discussing celebrity relationships tonight, as you can see in the title. Also, we have Andrea checking in with us. She says, cannot stay, but I love y'all. Las Vegas got to go back to work, but I'm proud of you both.
That's okay. Make that money.
Make that money. Tap in. Listen, you can listen to it tomorrow. It'll be available on all streaming networks.
Yes, sir.
Courtney Diaz is in the building. Bro, we in here.
What up, bro?
Speaking of bros, Pac is in the building.
Boy.
What's going on, Pac?
What's up, bro?
Listen, it's going down tonight. If y'all haven't known, we've been promoting this for the last 2 days heavily.
Yeah.
Listen, James is always here. James checked in. We got to let him know if Selene is in the building, bro. That's how we do it. So without further ado, let's stop and show our sponsors real quick, because our guest is ready to chime in and bring the funk. So listen, if you haven't been around and you do not know that this show is powered by Luke Belaire.
You guys, the best. Best liquor company ever. Sovereign Companies. Listen, we are here for you. So it's surreal, because everything we're about to do tonight is something that I always dreamed of in college. Like working with Belaire, talking to Perez Hilton. Like, come on, this is like my dream right now. So
I think you got to put a "the" in front of his name at this point.
Perez Hilton.
Listen, you have to.
Blogger. This man has done everything. He is not only a blogger, he has written books. I think he has even been on Broadway. So like, this is nobody to joke around with. Okay. I cannot wait to share him with you guys. I can't wait myself to meet him. So yes, Belaire, we love you guys so much. That's what I have in my cup right here. I've got the rare rosé. And you've got the new.
Yo, I'm drinking the new V line, the cognac they just released last week. So if you haven't had a bottle, go pick it up. Listen, I probably won't drink much else. I'm not going to even lie to you.
No, yeah.
But without further ado, let's get it popping.
Let's get it.
The one, the only Perez Hilton.
Perez Hilton, Mr. Perez Hilton. I cannot believe that I have you on the show right now. Hello.
That was quite the introduction. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I am Brittany. You guys, first and foremost, this is our first time meeting. We didn't get a chance to meet before the show, so everybody is just doing the same thing right now. Like we're so Perez, but we are very honored to have you on. I'm Brittany, Brit Brat Reviews, or Brit Brat on YouTube. And this is my husband.
Yes, I'm just the husband. I'm just Captain Arrogant.
He's not just the husband.
I'm the sidekick.
Are you both in the same place right now?
We are.
Yes.
We are.
Just different parts of the house.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
But Perez, let me tell you, I know we have you for a short amount of time today. So I'm just going to stay at this. In 2012, I had retweeted something of yours about Tila Tequila, and you had retweeted me back. I lost my shit. I had like 1 follower on Twitter at the time, and now it's crazy because I have like 26,000 on YouTube, and now you're on my show, on the podcast. So that's the only girl, it's the fangirl that I'm going to do because I'm going to give everybody else. I'm shutting up now.
Well, thank you for asking me to be on your show. You know, I've been doing what I do now for 17 years. So to still have people thinking of me, it means a lot.
Oh.
So I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Like, it's crazy, the relevance. When we were telling people, everybody was like, shut the fuck up, Perez Hilton. Like, that was everybody's reaction. So
Yo, so we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We got a couple things from PerezHilton.com that we like to go over current event-wise. But before we get into the actual relationship topics, we had to stop by and do this because this has been the hot thing all week, Perez. So we got to get your take on this. Gorilla Glue Girl.
Okay. Well, first of all, I forget her name. I think it might be Tamika Brown, but don't quote me on that. Is that her name?
Yes, it is.
I haven't even heard it.
All right, there you go.
Wow, okay.
She no longer wants, she does not like being referred to as Gorilla Glue Girl. What I find most fascinating about this story, and I don't know if it's shocking, but it's definitely troubling. She's a school teacher. She's a teacher.
No way.
I think she works with young kids. So if that is somebody who works with our youngest, most vulnerable, I am questioning her judgment. Like, what if she does not take good care of the young children? What's going on when they're in her care? So yeah, now I make it a point whenever I talk about her, I mention that she's a teacher every time.
Oh,
listen, you got a former teacher on the show right now. Britt used to be a teacher.
Before YouTube took off, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Would you put Gorilla Glue in your hair?
Absolutely not. And it's scary that you said that she was a teacher because we're supposed to be teaching the kids not to put glue on any body parts.
Listen, at the end of the day, what she got a good job for her because the kids are eating the glue. She's using it for her hair. The glue is getting. Listen, if she doesn't get an Elmer sponsorship or a Gorilla Glue sponsorship off of this,
glue, yeah,
I don't know what the world is because.
Well, she's definitely angling to get money somehow by even talking of threatening to sue Gorilla Glue. You know, what I'm inferring from that is that she probably got herself a lawyer that agreed to work on contingency. And oftentimes, when you have a huge corporation, it's cheaper to pay somebody $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to make a potential lawsuit go away, because just fighting this lawsuit would probably cost more than that. So she'll probably get some money out of it.
Yeah. I get it. And listen, I don't understand why they're trying to save like follicles while cutting this out, because they actually did an update. She has cut some of it out. At this point, I'm like, shave it off.
Well, I think it's so hard. I don't know if she can.
Yeah, I think that's been the issue. I'm just wondering if it's burning, like if it's, you know what I mean? I don't know if it is or not, but
she talked in an interview that she did about stiffness. She didn't mention that it burned, but it just like instantly became very hard. But even that, you know, she spoke with like a local radio show where she lives. Like, if I was advising her, if I was that lawyer, I would have been like, wait to talk to TMZ or somebody who's going to pay you to hear your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to save it up.
But she's got, because of this, like over 500,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
So people are paying attention to her now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely watching because I need to know updates. When she scratched her head and it sounded like cement, I was all in.
It was the shampoo for me. When she put the shampoo on her head and it just turned just pure white, I was like, oh, honey.
Yeah. So this story has dominated the headlines. If you don't know, check it out. PerezHilton.com. But the next one we can get into is about relationships. This is one of our favorite topics. And we actually did an episode about prenups, which we talked about Kanye and Kim's prenup. So if you haven't heard it, go back and listen to it. But this article talks about Kim Kardashian's divorce exit plan and what she's planning to leave with. Perez, can you give us some insight?
I mean, what's interesting about this is that, you know, they allegedly are working together to come to this agreement, and you know, they're lawyered up, but nothing has been announced yet. They could have already done this split, which leads me to believe that Kanye is still in love with Kim, and it was Kim who had enough of everything. But he loves her so much that he is waiting to let her announce everything. And I'm going to guess that that will be either around the last season of her reality show on E, or to coincide with their new show that they are doing on Hulu. The Kardashians are going to be starting later this year a new reality show on Hulu when their E show is over. You know, there have been some sticking points in the divorce. The major point of contention has been over their home, who's going to call it their primary residence, because they've spent many years and tens of millions of dollars in renovating that house. But while it's not been revealed yet, my expert analysis is that Kanye is just going to let Kim have it because he's spending most of his time in Wyoming anyways, you know? So it's like, why make a big deal about the house? I know you want it, but I think he is a good father and doing the best that he can. And I don't want to speculate too much about things that I don't know.
Right.
Got you.
I would like to say, Perez, before any of this came about, like Chris said, we actually did a whole prenup episode before any of this. So I think we kind of jinxed them because this was months ago before any of this came out. We were like, oh, if they divorced, it would be horrible because that prenup is nothing to play around with. And now all of a sudden,
well, I mean, they have a prenup, but they're also both so rich, and they could just say, you know what? Who cares what the prenup said? We're both making hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Let's just agree to walk our separate ways. You keep what's yours, I keep what's mine, and we'll split all of the childcare costs. Not even split it. When I'm with the kids, I'll have my own nannies. When you're with the kids, you have your own nannies. And, you know, the only thing they'll have to split is schooling. But they may not even, like, Kanye may just say, all right, I'll pay for the schooling or whatever it is.
Hey, I totally agree with everything you said. I think that would actually be the smartest route.
Which they actually do, you know, North goes to a regular school. I don't know if they're doing remote now or in person, but I love that for her. You know, they could afford very easily to just homeschool all their children. You know, they have a team of nannies. They could also have a team of educators at their house. But I think, you know, no matter what, Kim and Kanye's kids are not going to have a normal childhood. But if you can give them as much normalcy as possible, that's a good thing. And going to a normal school, making friends at school, just the structure of that will only help them when they're adults and now.
Right.
Exactly. So I don't even know what the next one is. Oh, it's Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez. Look, I'm the biggest A-Rod fan. She's one of the biggest J-Lo fans. I'm rooting for these two, man. A-Rod's history, you know that. Everybody knows it. Please give us some good news about these two.
Well, I'll give you a recap of what I spoke about on my podcast this week because we touched on this topic. You can listen to the Perez Hilton podcast with Chris Booker on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or directly at perezpodcast.com. And I wanted to talk about this because so many people were asking me to, right? You know, you have to listen to your audience. If your audience says, we want you to talk about this one topic, then you will. Even though for me, this was much ado about nothing because this woman, her name is Madison LaCroix. She's a reality TV star on this Bravo show called Southern Charm. She has a credibility problem, I would say. She's not somebody that I think is reputable. And just a few weeks ago, she found herself in a similar situation, not the exact same details, but using Kristen Cavallari's ex, Jay Cutler, for clout. So it's just clear that she's a clout chaser. And her friend, her friend, spoke to the New York Post, their page 6 gossip column. Then this girl spoke to the New York Post page 6 gossip column as well. Like, talk about thirsty. If I'm Jennifer Lopez, I'm not even going to give it the time of day because she's clearly either lying or exaggerating, and there's nothing there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, she's, like you said, she's Jennifer Lopez. So I didn't know who she was until you just said that. Yeah. I remember you said Southern Charm is what it's called.
Yeah.
I did hear about the Kristen
Cavallari. Yeah. And also, you know, if you know anything about A-Rod and J-Lo, is that he is infatuated with Jennifer Lopez. He loves her so much. I don't think he would mess things up, at least not now. Maybe in a few years, perhaps.
You give him a couple more years.
Not yet. You know, they're not even married yet.
Right. Like Chris says all the time, though, any man that goes on TikTok and dances and just follows behind.
Yeah, we seen a side of Alex we have not seen in all these years. And she brought it out of him. So I think like you said, I think he's in love. Hopefully they work out and hopefully they make it to the marriage because I'll be interested in that prenup too. But to close it out, look, we got to get to this one. Our all-time favorite on our honeymoon, we went to a Britney Spears concert. That's what we did.
In Vegas?
In Vegas.
That's in Vegas.
Yep. So we seen Britney Spears live, one of the best shows I've ever seen. Please give us some insight on her father and what's going on.
Oh boy, this is like the big story of the week. Britney is estranged from her father, which makes things complicated because he is overseeing her conservatorship. He has a lot of control over her life, and she's gone to court asking that he be removed as her conservator. And I think that should absolutely be granted. And it wasn't. And that was surprising to me. All these conspiracy theories might be true after all, or just there's some fishiness. Like, you know, if the judge reviewed information and spoke to her doctors and her lawyer, who last year said that Britney was in this conservatorship by choice, voluntarily, okay, fine. She's doing this by choice. Her doctors say that she needs this because she's very unwell. But I think she should still be able to have the say to say that I don't want my dad to be my conservator. There's nothing unreasonable about that to me, especially since her father is responsible for now her having less custody and visitation with her children. She used to have about a 50-50 split with Kevin Federline, but after her dad got into a physical fight with one of her two young boys, well, not young, like teenagers, young teenagers. After that, the custody arrangement changed with now Kevin Federline for over a year now has 70% and Britney just 30%. So, it's understandable. And I think that her desires don't seem unreasonable to me, and they should be respected and granted.
I agree. Did you get a chance to watch Framing Britney already?
I did not watch yet.
I haven't watched it yet. It's interesting. It's not anything we didn't know, but just to see it and the way that things have changed so much from back then to what we allowed to now is insane. Because I was watching it like, I cannot believe I used to watch these interviews and think this was okay for her to be treated this way. So check it out when you get a chance. I know you're a man, but it's really good.
Yes. Yeah. So my next question is, Perez, what is your favorite celebrity relationship right now?
What's my favorite celebrity relationship? I mean, it was nice to see Kourtney Kardashian dating Travis Barker, just because new is always fun. Mm-hmm. And also it's exciting because they've been doing a little bit of flirting on Instagram, but they haven't gone official yet. They haven't posed for photos together, and the paparazzi actually has not spotted them together yet. So there's still a little bit of anticipation for all of that. I expect we might see him on the reality show. He's no stranger to reality TV. Travis Barker did have his own MTV show many, many moons ago with his former wife, Shayna Moakler. It was called Meet the Barkers. So, they've been friends for a long time, and a new romance is always fun. But actually, now that it occurred to me, even better, because Wilder and similar, Aaron Rodgers, the NFL star, dating Shailene Woodley, the actress, but then not even dating. Within days that we, the public, found out they were dating, he announced that they're engaged. And I'm like, whoa, that happened real fast. So now their teams are saying, when you know, you know. That's the quote. And I've never known yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys know when you started dating?
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
I feel like it. We met in college. We both were doing our things. We were friends, but yeah, we knew. That's why we didn't get together.
The last time we decided to give this thing a try, we knew it was wraps for both of us. Yeah. So we kind of
so long.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was it for us. But listen, we keep up with you, Perez, all the time. And
every day.
The one question we have, and we're going to give you our infamous single screen for this one, is for soliloquies and when people go off. What is going on with your relationship with TikTok and Addison Rae? Because out of all the things that we found, we still don't understand why they took you off TikTok.
Yeah, what you did wrong. Like what?
I was posting silly dancing videos, and also, they just did not want me on their platform. So they used loopholes to boot me off. They claimed that I posted racist videos and that I posted videos with hate language and all of that. What I did was, and I did this on all of my social platforms last year when we had this big social uprising, I shared a lot of those videos, what was happening on the streets. Some of the language was intense. I also shared a lot of Karen videos, those Karens.
Yeah.
And some of those Karens used very strong language that could be deemed bullying, which is what TikTok also accused me of, because I wasn't bullying people. Mm-hmm. And I also called out a lot of popular TikTokers who were throwing parties during the pandemic and just behaving in ways that I thought should be called out. But I didn't do it in a way that was nasty or mean or cruel or hurtful. And they got together, I heard, and they complained to TikTok, and poof, goodbye me.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
But it wasn't Addison Rae. It was Charli D'Amelio. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Addison Rae.
Yeah, we
Wonderful.
like Addison.
I'm glad you cleared that up. I
Yeah,
get them mixed up all the time.
he
Listen,
does.
I
all the
don't
time.
want y'all thinking, you know, she got me booted off TikTok.
Yeah.
Got you. That
Yeah, Charlie owns it. Mhm.
and we followed you on TikTok, so we were confused to if like what they saw that was wrong, but it was more like a business decision. It seemed to us to remove you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, yeah. I didn't post. I was posting a lot of political things. I was posting on TikTok what I post on all of my other platforms, and I'm still on all of those. Like I haven't gotten kicked off.
Right. As does everyone else when it comes to the politics. I feel like TikTok was like the political social media for a minute, you know. So I'm glad you got your truth.
Yeah, they only
But
overthrew,
you know what?
they only overthrew a whole presidential event.
I'm actually truly happier now because I have more time, and I've discovered a new app that I've been loving and spending a lot of time on. Have you guys gotten on Clubhouse yet?
Yes.
Yes.
I was listening to you the other day actually with the Love Doctor. What's her name? The one that used to do the love. She used to put people together, not couples there.
Oh, was she on that?
I
randomly had a room about dating, and it was with a relationship coach, and then this other coach came up who was like a little more seasoned, but she was great. They were both great, actually. That was fun. You know, I love that about Clubhouse. Like I've had all sorts of different types of rooms recently, from relationships to wellness to parenting to Latino causes, gay mixer, and it's just wonderful to have meaningful conversations with people.
Yeah. I listened to the other one about Elon Musk. I believe that's what it was about too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so listen, I got to jump in because we've been having a lot of comments. I haven't got them up, but we got a couple people who join us every week whose comments are actually a big part of the show. Yeah. And they actually came up with a good topic that I have to hear what you have to say. Huge T.I. fan here. We watch all their shows. Pretty good, but please, from you, I need to know.
I mean, it's interesting that this story hasn't really blown up in the mainstream yet. Mm-hmm. And I think I've covered it, but I think there are probably a lot of factors at play, and it's unfortunate. I think that the story deserves more attention, and, you know, my heart goes out to all of the women who've come forward that say they've had these horrific experiences. Because unless I'm mistaken, it's multiple women, right?
Yeah. I've heard like
that's the big if right now, because they're starting to say that a lot of them are fabricated from the same woman because nobody's showing their identity.
Oh, well, I mean,
that one either. So.
We don't know. I mean, nobody knows until time will tell. But that's kind of what I got from T.I.'s statement too, as if she was mentally not stable, and they've been dealing with her for a long time. So,
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. I mean, it almost reminds me of. So long as people are doing, it almost reminds me of like Armie Hammer, but not. So long as folks are doing things consensually, then do whatever you want. But when things are not consensual, that's when it's, you know, a huge problem and illegal.
Right.
Listen, that's exactly what we said last episode when we covered them in current events. That's hilarious that you said that. But I know that we're running out of time with you, Perez. You're a busy man. Please give us every way that we could follow you. Give us your podcast info again. Let the people know where they can find you and what they can look forward to.
Well, thank you so much. You guys have been a pleasure. You can listen to me again on my podcast, the Perez Hilton Podcast with Chris Booker, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or directly at perezpodcast.com. This week, we really go in depth into the Britney story because of my involvement in that. And I was featured in the documentary briefly. So we talk about that as well. We talk about my past and involvement with Evan Rachel Wood. We also give some updates on Armie Hammer and Alec Baldwin's wife. We talk at A-Rod and J-Lo and a lot more. And follow me on Clubhouse. I'm loving it there. Follow me everywhere on my website, readperezhilton.com daily. Thank you guys for showing some screen grabs of that. Earlier, I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, Tumblr even. I still use Tumblr. I'm everywhere except for TikTok. I'm too hot for TikTok.
Too hot
TikTok couldn't hold you.
Yes. I was going to say, I thought you were on the documentary. You have to watch Raymond Brittney now. Perez,
I watched my clip.
Okay. You saw
but
that.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good enough. Then you saw yourself, so we're good. But
and I cringed. It was cringy. But growth, I'm not that person anymore, thankfully.
Yeah, we all grow up. 2012.
Well, not
I was
everybody.
writing you about Tila Tequila. 2012. Like, come on. I told my age with that. So no, but we're very, very honored that you could come on the show. Thank you for being so easy to work with. I enjoy going back and forth and everything.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Yo, how dope is it that we can say on Love Lockdown that we had the great Perez Hilton do our current events? Nuts, right?
What? We just added current events this season and got the biggest celebrity blogger that started it.
Listen,
to talk about it with us.
Listen,
who does that?
Love Lockdown. if you don't know, now you know. But no, seriously, we got a couple topics and we can jump out of here. This don't have to be long, but a lot of our people watching are commenting on the T.I. and Tiny,
Let's talk about it, y'all.
Situation. So Tristan, who was on last week. So if you haven't seen last week's episode or if you haven't heard it, it's available on all podcast streaming networks, Love Lockdown. The video replay is available on Facebook and YouTube. We also had the lawyer, Adam Clemens, aka AD, on there as well. Tristan said, T.I. and Tiny, I don't want to believe it. I can't take another R. Kelly situation.
Yeah. To me, I feel like I have heard in the past that they do their thing, they have their fun, their threesomes, whatever, but it's consensual. I'm all for if you are a married couple and you enjoy doing what you do, you both enjoy it. Like, I don't have a problem with it if it's consensual, but it's just crazy to hear that. And then now all of a sudden someone coming out. So it is going to be interesting to see. I don't like the victim shame, but it's going to be interesting to see, to say the least.
Listen, I'm not victim shaming. I'm not nothing. But with everything that's going on, one point that I heard T.I. make was this. Celebrities never recover from the he say, she say. Never. And there's never the benefit of the doubt. And this is supposed to be America where you're innocent until proven guilty. But in the court of the media, you're guilty off the rip because it's a story. So, I hope everything turns out right. I'm not jumping in. Well,
let me tell you something real quick, though, just to add on. I actually Perez had posted a picture of Kris Jenner. She's in some shit right now because I think a security guard or something is saying that she fondled him. And I had said something on his picture in the comments, like, I don't understand how T.I. and Tiny show is canceled right now due to this, but Keeping Up with the Kardashians is just good to go right now. And people were on my ass like, well, it's because they had more victims. And I don't understand that. I don't care if it's 20 victims or one. I feel like they should all be equally treated. Correct? Am I wrong? Because the way that he felt may be the way that 20 women felt. Same thing. But I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yo,
leaving it at
that. So my uncle chimes in here. He says, freaky ways should be hidden when you have teenage kids. Listen, I totally understand. I don't feel like their freaky ways came out in front of their kids. I feel like they were blasted from another source, which their kids can't help but see since everybody got phones. I mean,
I agree with Uncle.
Be as freaky as you want. Yeah. Date who you want to. I don't care what the relationship looks like. At the end of the day, your business is your business. But it's a difference when your business becomes show business.
Yeah.
it's raps. I mean, you got a reality show.
Especially when it comes to sex. I've never been into sharing anyone's business about sex. Like, even when I was in college, I didn't care about who's fucking who. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in the bedroom with you. I'm cool. I don't think anyone's freakiness should be out, period. Because
I totally agree.
And I don't care if it's 20 people in the bedroom with you. It's like, it shouldn't be out.
First of all, get it how you live. Number one, understand that.
Enjoy yourself.
If I could get a tattoo, it would be get it how you live. I just don't care.
I mean, I don't care at all.
We don't. I mean, on Love Lockdown, we just don't care. I mean, it might be interesting to talk about for a second, but until we know all the details, I'm not going to hang these people, especially with what we know about them. T.I.'s a great father. Tiny's a great mother. They have a long history in the community as well as in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to vilify them, but I'm also not giving them a pass until we know the facts. So that's what we got to talk about on Love Lockdown. What did you think about Perez's answer to Britney Spears? Because,
and crazy. I feel like he knows a lot more than what he's saying, which is cool, which is to be expected because obviously, it's gonna be good to see how everything unfolds though. And I thought it was fascinating that he hasn't actually seen the whole documentary yet.
I think it's actually dope that he ain't watched it.
And no, I love that, because it's like him being able to talk about it without fully putting himself in it, without, you know what I mean?
But it's kind of like he's big timing the documentary,
right.
Like, I don't have time. I was in it, but I ain't watch it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel him though, because to be honest with you, I'm surprised he even did that much. I can't even rewatch my own YouTube videos. So
listen,
you know what I mean? Once you get to a certain point, it's just you can't even stand to hear your own voice. So yeah, no.
Listen, listen, everybody in here today, we love y'all. Y'all really showed out. I seen a lot of comments that I wanted to put up, but I couldn't because Perez was going in. We appreciate y'all for chiming in today. My uncle said Britney Spears obviously has mental issues. Oh yeah, no doubt. She needs a conservator, but I feel like you need to be able to choose your conservator.
Yeah, you should. And the thing is too, if you guys watch the documentary without me giving it away too much, it's crazy how you need one, but yet she was booked to make that money. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Watch it. You guys can see it for yourself, but
no doubt.
She's definitely able to choose her own. I'll tell you that.
My brother just commented, King Ford, talking about the T.I. and Tiny situation. He said, I got to read up on that joint because I'm so unfamiliar with the topic at hand. Listen, if y'all get a chance, go on Twitch and YouTube and follow King Ford. He is a video game streamer, entertaining. You actually might catch me in a couple of his broadcasts because we play the game together.
I've seen a few.
Yeah. So go follow that man. But at the end of the day, we love y'all. Thank you to Bel Air. Thank you to MrsKisses.com. Listen, if you want your titties raised to the gods, visit MrsKisses.com. Because it doesn't go down there, it goes up.
It goes up. Oh my gosh, I was about to say the same thing as you. You guys also, I just want to say thank you to my Brat Squad. We hit 26,000 subscribers last week. Actually 2 days ago. So I am so thankful for you guys. And I just had to make sure that I said it here. So happy almost Valentine's Day to those of you who celebrate. If you don't have a significant other, celebrate by yourself. Love yourself because that's all that matters. And happy
no. That's not all that matters.
And happy Black History Month.
Get your man a good gift. Do not get that man an ankle monitor. Do not get him a tie. Get your man a good gift.
I said for those of you who don't have somebody. See, look at you.
Listen, if you don't have somebody,
if you're
a woman, you need to practice getting good gifts because that's a big deal.
Don't listen to him, y'all.
I'm just messing around, y'all. We love y'all, man. Peace out from Love Lockdown.
Talk to you later. Screenshot. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.